With Milestone, when MIS, Midwest Integrated Solutions, partnered with Milestone, one of our number one goals is to partner with, a company that's trusted, that's not going to just go out and shop business, get as much business as they can, and basically disappear with no support to the end users or us, and also not go and try to essentially cut the integrator out of the market. And with Milestone, we haven't had that. If our local area rep's not available, we have Milestone's provided us with systems engineers, local reps, storage and server information if we need it. So they've stepped up and they offer not just the support and service on the IP management, but they support the system through servers, through storage, the response. If I have to wait for more than 30 minutes for a response, something's going on. So, and that was important to us. I actually went to a job site and walked the job site, and one of the first questions that was asked, and it's an unusual one, is I want to know about your partners and your vendors. We know that you guys don't. This isn't on the shelf. We know that you have to get your stuff from somewhere. Yeah. Well, luckily, I got to stand in there and tell them, well, our partner's Milestone, and explain the support and the service that we get, which, very easily could have, closed the door on a job if we didn't get it. So, when we call, we don't feel like if we're passing on information, that we have, that it's being, the phone's not being hung up and somebody's picking it back up. Sure. And putting it right back out the door. If it's our opportunity, Milestone respects our opportunity and helps us instead of making it strictly about cost or money. That's a huge thing that's missing in the industry, and you see it all the time, is small companies showing up and doing an install and then leaving, and there's no support. Well, Milestone doesn't want that reputation, and neither do we. So it's a good marriage. We're both on par with customer service and support and long term, and that's one of the things that I think with a lot of companies that's missing is the long term goal. I would rather have a one camera job that turns into a 6-year partnership, or a partnership for as long as I'm in the industry, than go sell 50 cameras and never ever have anything to do with that client again, because I've got my my 50 camera job and then I disappear. Basically what we're looking at as far as in 2009 and with the current economic situation and stuff like that is, with the partnership with Milestone, is it gives us an ability to be successful. One of the major things is we can put just a recording server or something out in additional sites and manage it from one central location instead of having to spend the money on a DVR, which requires an additional cost, because instead of a recording server is cheaper. Right. Than putting a DVR out in a location. And one of the huge things is, especially, and we've seen it, where you're starting to see security forces be pulled back, guards and staff be cut, is if you have 6 buildings and you have a DVR in each one of those buildings, you have to have an officer in each one of those buildings to respond to those cameras. Well, Milestone gives the ability to manage from a central location. So I think that is a huge advantage. The open APIs and being truly integrated, and that's where Milestone's leaps and bounds ahead, is their integration and true integration with access control systems instead of an integration with an input-output, and that's another one that's gonna carry through. Now we can manage our camera system with Milestone and an access control system through one of you guys with one of the partners, and that's where it's going to be a huge difference, because you can get through, and they are able to draw down staff and still control the camera systems and still respond. And another huge advantage is the amount of alarms and notifications that Milestone has. You know, it's not limited to, you know, an SMS page. It's, you know, there's several options to notify people outside of the site.